Okay, welcome back from that commercial break. Whenever you hear this instrumental, you know we have a legend in the building. This is still MX Beatz. Oh, for right away they laugh, I don't like it. Hey, Ache Sa.
Okay, Jason, I say
no, I'm not talking to you. You're talking to him.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
She never smiles like this with
I want to take over my job. Yes. I can take it. Okay, so you guys heard it from DJ Byronski that we have a legend in the house. This is someone most of us grew up listening to, watching on TV, watching on other platforms. We were doing their formation dance from Zan, you know. And then today to have him seated right next to me, oh my God, I don't know how I feel, but oh God.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Can we carry with the interview?
Yes.
Okay,
So we have a legend in the house. We have an amazing personality, one that you know him when we say who he is. But of course, he's one interesting person that has been in the music scene. He has evolved over the period, and he's still out here doing great, doing amazing. He is the king of high life. Yeah, high life. When I say high life, I mean live band music. He's the king when it comes to that. He's a king in dance hall, right? You're here. Listen, talk with me.
Yes. I mean, we know, we understand.
Okay.
The feeling is,
the feeling is deep. It's deep.
No, Charlie, it's not always so. You don't always get this opportunity.
Calm down.
But we have the amazing Samini in the building. Oh my God. If anybody, see, I know my mom is actually screaming right now wherever she is, because she used to be a fan of you, KK Fosu, Kokoveli, and she's an of my mule. So you can imagine the love was just there for you. So to see that her small girl is actually sitting next to you, I'm sure it's a dream come true for her. Mama, God has blessed us.
Get the application letter already. Get that
we are great. Welcome to MX.
Thank you for having me.
Wow.
So, I mean, how have you been, man? I mean, obviously, you see your fans, they miss you always. How's Samini been? I mean, music aside, family, the man behind the music. How have you been, man?
Well, I've been good, man. I've been taking it easy, just chilling and watching the new stuff going on, enjoying myself to new music, treating myself to new entertainment, you know. Sometimes it's good to just kick back and watch what's going on and get inspired, and then eventually throw out something, which brings us to Picture, the new track.
Which you're going to get into. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to that song. We spoke a bit about it off air, but first things first, you know, get into the whole thing. You said looking from behind the scenes, because you've done it for so long. Are you happy with what you're seeing in terms of music, the Ghana arts industry?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see more people come and stay on the scene rather than come and leave, because we have people come and then vanish after one hit and you don't hear from them again. But you know, you've seen the likes of Fameye come and you can see more coming from him. You've seen Kwame Eugene come and he never seems to want to go anywhere. You've seen Kiddy, and there's no question that Kiddy is here to stay. You've seen King Promise, who has kept his promise eventually. You know, so all of these kids make me feel like there is hope for the future, and these kids, among plenty others, have made it such that the DJs have no choice but to play some GH, because at some point they had just a handful of good GH material to play to suit their show, and they were caught up playing a whole bunch of other materials that got the masses complaining that, hey, there's too much foreign material on Ghana radio. I saw it as the more material we bring out, the more good material we bring out, the more that void is going to be filled. So now when you listen to Ghana radio, from the DJ to the listener, everybody is vibing to Black Hole. So you have to play Black Hole. You know, so stuff like that makes me excited.
Okay, so I would want us to just take it very back to the very beginning. We've had artists who have tried to evolve from a name or to change their identity, and then it doesn't go so well. But you have been through it from Batman to Samini, and then I'm sure that during that time, during the period, it wasn't easy. Can you take us through that and how you have been able to maintain? Because even as Batman, you were doing great and the people loved you. And you were able to evolve into Samini and still kept the brand solid till now. How was it back then when you were trying to evolve? And then what has kept you going also?
It was a conscious decision I took.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't that easy to just decide to switch, because I knew that there are people that were not gonna get it.
Yeah.
There's still people today that think a certain guy called Batman came and never came again, but they know Samini. So it wasn't that that easy. But I thought to do it then or never, because I can't go around the world explaining to them what my Batman meant as against Batman, the bigger brand. But then I could say I'm Samini and this is me. And that's my original name. So I did that and it helped me stand alone, stand out, so that anywhere I go internationally, I just don't have to say much. If you say the name, this is an African artist, period.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But didn't it bother you at all? Yes, it was a conscious decision. But at that period, you're also at your very peak.
Yeah.
Weren't you scared? Because I'm sure during the time, there were people who had tried that and then it didn't go so well for them.
No, I wasn't scared. It was a bold decision I took because I knew that I had landed and I had made a solid entrance into the music scene.
Right.
So the only thing I needed to do was to get them to understand what I was doing.
Okay.
So I branded a song Samini and an album Samini, which you hear Billy Wone and that was me announcing a name.
Okay.
So then that came to stay, and that was like how it all kicked off from. And it's been exciting since then. Yeah, because it worked for me. It worked. So when I look back, I don't regret.
Okay.
A lot of stuff you do works. Roski, this guy, it's very easy to play certain artist music in the club because you know the mood, but he has slow music for the ladies.
Every kind of music.
He has up-tempo.
He has everything.
How does it feel like a DJ enjoying his music for so long, man?
Samini is like, when you are playing Samini music, you don't even have to really think so much. I don't know, I think last 2 years or last 3 years, I actually even sent the video and it posted. I was playing in Amsterdam. There was a concert and I was playing and everybody that came was playing a lot of Nigerian music.
Right.
So my beginning sets had a lot of Nigerian music and all that. I was like, no, I'm from Ghana. Let's try some Ghanaian music. And the song that came to mind was Lenda. I think that video went viral. The white people. When I told the song, I was like, jeez.
You sent it to me.
So Samini, playing Samini is like really cool. Me, I want to know. Because when it comes to live band, forget it.
Exactly.
Everybody knows it. What goes into it? Is it that you are always rehearsing with the band? Or is it that like you just wake up and it's just
so natural?
Want to know. People just want to know.
Yeah.
I think I've done a good chunk of rehearsal over the years, during my formative period. So now I don't necessarily rehearse every day, but I prepare myself ahead of time for an event. But I think my rehearsal from teenage all the way through to my, 30s kind of is what held me till now. I'm a few months away from 40. And
that's hard to believe. Let me just say, I don't believe you.
No, he doesn't look it.
You've been doing something right.
No, he doesn't look it.
Okay. This isn't to cut you.
Some secret day.
We will know about that
I'm
very
DMing you
soon.
tonight. Some secret because you must have another make food. It's a secret day.
All right, Jason, talking about live band.
Yeah.
I think we have something we want to show.
We do.
So,
We have a compilation actually. We sat down and we brought this.
Let's try and do this right now.
So that people have a feel of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so enjoy, guys.
here. It's mommy microphone, me church here. And then we are seeing you, Obia on your yeah. It's here, Woody, yeah. Media, only you fear them. Obi friendly, Yami, no be now. I feel to see Moye, baby, and now better. I went in now. Hey, Jai Shit, I'm your open to watching. Hey, Jai, I'm and from the room, and yes, hey, Jai Shit, I'm your hey, open to watching. Hey, Jai, I'm and from the room, and yes, and when you're broke one and idiot. And then you come be there now. When go bedi kwedu mo bros when ya be. Eya ye nya ho beton and then you go for beka. Na no nya mi go we as you be a the pamano. Ya we na sasi so den wa na we jam. Eya ye nya ho beton and then you man for beka. Ebi no walobo. Obi fear someone than Indiana would ye. Ya breficoto. Missy Obi fear someone than Indiana would ye no. Ya breficoto. Present who is so now worry me when ye. Memory never my obey. Obi sum nebo sum no be Gina. Obi renisa. Now we shouldn't come here now. Sell now, Eva, in so Ghana. Oh, yo, Ayagado, Ejaunsa, Unsabienu, Ejaunsa, Unsabienu, Hey, Jaisho, Nanoma Petition, Apiolia, hey, Hey, Ejaya Petition, and Fambo, and yes, Yakayoy Makume Mulinda, Undi Wami Tuminda, Mikuwa Makumalinda, and Anadri, the Ayanda, every side, Yababa to Yampudumu, Amaya so Yamu, Sanabibia, Tumita, Yatamu. It's your name, Unabramayanda, Mikuwa Makumemudo, and Anajudia. Yeah, baby, to Mama Yadinabo, Akuka Bankura, yet, don't bring a yet, it's forward in the breath.
I'm just going to ask straight off the top. How does it feel? Because only you can describe that feeling. You're the one on the stage.
The funny thing is that when I finish these performances, I don't watch them.
Oh, really?
I don't watch myself on YouTube or I don't watch playbacks of my performances ever.
Why?
But how do you get better? Because it seems like you do get better.
There are people that like to watch and then build up on them.
Yeah.
There are people that also aren't too comfortable when they are watching themselves after they've done it.
Okay.
I am
one of those people. Okay.
Yeah, so I just so sometimes when I go somewhere and just for some funny reason somebody thinks because I'm here they have to play my song back to back when they weren't doing it before I got there. I feel like can you just play the other songs because I like them too, so we can just all get along. So this now makes me feel, away like. It's nice to get to see it like that from that angle. I mean, because I don't. Yeah. I'll just get a snippet because someone has posted a link. But Pa said me myself will take the thing and sit down and watch the entire 2 hours I've just done to see where I went wrong. So tomorrow I can fix and sometimes you know where you went wrong naturally from the last one.
Yeah.
And you know what you need to fix going forward. You have a feeling, so then you'll be working on that.
Right.
But watching the mistake don't make you feel too good.
But you get nervous though, because you've been doing this for years. Yes, Samini has to go on stage with after 2 decades, like.
Nervous, I would say. Sometimes you get nervous. I get nervous when I am putting together or having a feeling of it's going to be a good night. Wow. It's going to be a wicked show. Then you have a sharp heartbeat and then you control it. Then you're there and then you have a sudden palm sweat. You sweat a little bit and then you're calm. Just because you can't wait to go unleash. Oh. But not the nervousness of, what's this crowd going to do? No, I'm over the stubborn crowd fever. Whether you're quiet or you're loud.
No, I don't think there's ever been a time where you're on stage and you're not able to command the crowd. Even just your name alone gets the crowd wound up and all that.
We try to connect.
This actually brings me to my question. There are lots of artists that put in so much to get the crowd worked up for their performances or to get them to just get immersed in what you're doing. But with you, it's different. Just people are out there waiting to hear that you're coming on. Yeah. And so let's just assume DJ Vareski just drops an issue from you. They assume you're coming on and then the whole place you know. So then already the people are already ready. What is it with you? What do you think has been that hallmark or that trademark that you've left imprinted in the minds and in the hearts of music lovers that whenever you're on a bill, people are just rushing to just come see you perform?
I think every artist has their selling point. I think mine would be my voice live, my voice, from how I've been husky from day dot till now. So there's a certain presence that you have from the guy. Right. So I think that's what my audience come for. Because I do freestyle, I play around with what I see and I involve the audience in my craft and then we just vibe. So I think that's one of the things that would keep them wanting to come out to have an experience. Ooh. Yeah. Wow,
that's dope. That's dope. Now we've spoken about so much. We're going to get into your new music and your new concert. Yeah. But something I also want to know is, do you handle your social media? Do you tweet yourself?
Twitter is me, yeah.
That's live and color.
You tweet your own.
Twitter is me, yeah.
Your Twitter is a vibe. Let me just say, you reply. You really, really reply.
When I'm ready, I'll reply and quote you and school you.
Why do you think for you it's so necessary for an artist to be that authentic? Because let's be honest, a lot of artists and DJs have PR teams to put up a front because of fame, but we use you let it rip. I said on Twitter, if it's at the top of your head, boop, it's out there.
Because you see, we come from the times where people had to do physical confrontations. Yeah. Before landline, before people would call people's houses and say, "Oba, catch and send me free." Till today, that you can just take an app and type things and you think you can tell me whatever and so be it. So them days where people used to say things and it will end between the two of you or whoever is around, it's different from now. And I am from both worlds. So I know that what you're saying is capable of going down somewhere and misinforming certain people. I've been a victim of that because I kept quiet till a fellow artist got to get the people thinking I was something that I wasn't. Because he kept preaching to them that this is what this guy is. So with that experience, I thought, okay, with this new crop of people and how they do things, if you're not out there sometimes to debunk certain things and speak for yourself, you'll be doing yourself more harm than good if you're just sitting and watching. Because these kids read stuff and they take perceptions and they go on with it. That's why sometimes when I feel it's necessary and somebody comes at me a certain way, I school them. Yeah.
So what do I have to take to get a reply from Samini? Because I want to talk to you on Twitter. Do I have to attack you? Do I have to do something nice?
I think maybe you have to check me, if I'm in a very bad mood, and then.
I've caught you in a couple of moods before.
So maybe. But you would never know. So maybe you speak to my team and see when you can poke me at the wrong time.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you.
And get me coming at you with a whole encyclopedia.
Because once I get a reply, I don't mind.
I'll quote your tweet. I'll quote your tweet and school you. And come back with more.
I read your tweet sometimes and I can only imagine you as a head teacher of a school. Because sometimes it's this is your final choice. Exactly. Right? This is it. Take it.
Yeah, don't play with it.
Wow.
But are you? apart from interacting with the fans, with your fellow artists, is there any seriousness with, and in general, before we get to any specific stuff, with arguments amongst artists? Because sometimes, let's be very honest, when we're speaking about the Ghanaian landscape, it sounds like we seem to talk about there are not arguments elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, you see other countries, if Kanye has a dispute, he's very honest about it. So why is there a problem with an artist here speaking his mind, so to speak?
Exactly.
Do you think it's a problem? Do you think it takes away from the music when it comes to the extent of artists going against each other or butting heads?
Right.
It's only human nature that people, disagree, and people, stop getting along, and people just dislike people. It's just human nature. So when it happens in your field of endeavor, then you look at how it's handled in that field. Our field is open for everybody to watch and everybody to see. So my beef with a fellow artist, or my disagreement with a fellow artist, is under everybody's eyes. Everybody's watching. But a bank manager's disagreement with project manager, it's not in everybody's eyes, so they don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's just human nature. We get along, we agree to disagree, and all of that. Sometimes stunts are created just to stir up the public.
Have you ever done that before?
No, not
Since
planned. Not planned.
So
stunt.
everything
I
we
have
see-
caught on to a stunt, and I have done what I need to do to get the right traction from it, because you just need to be smart and see where to.
That's
come in.
business, right?
That's just that's the politics of the game.
Yeah.
If you catch on to a stunt that you're being used for, you see how clever you can take a bite out of it before it goes totally against you. So I have seen stuff like that, and I've dealt with it that way. But I don't remember letting somebody know, yo, Joe, this and this and this, so let's stir up this so that this happens, and then this will lead to them. Yeah, but when I catch on to it, trust me, you hear from me.
Oh, we know. We know.
So then, is this to say that you find beef to be healthy in our industry?
From a dancehall artist, or from an artist with a dancehall background, I think it's just is part of the game. It's the game. It's the play aspect of the thing. It's the battle aspect of the thing. So we only limit it to the mic. It doesn't go further than that. As far as I'm concerned, I like to limit it to the mic, and I like to preach that fans and followers understand that this is just verbal and lyrical, conflict or lyrical beef or battle. It's nothing beyond that. But sometimes when some of these things get fabricated by your opponent, just trying to get audience, then they start saying things about you that aren't necessarily true. You have to find ways of debunking them and getting the public to understand that this is just not true. This is not how it is. But then it's music, it's all jokes. So for our genre, it's allowed. It's an old culture that would never end. So if you find Ghanaian artists who are of the dancehall background doing similar stuff, that's just the culture. Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong at all with
No.
that. Okay. So then, just like you said, we have the Ghanaian dancehall phase of our music industry, but then we have other artists, some Jamaican artists or Jamaicans who actually have a problem with our dancehall. Exactly. Yeah, they feel that we are trying, but we are not actually doing dancehall. You have done dancehall over the period. You have traveled afar. You know. Do you think that we are actually not doing dancehall, or what do you say about how?
Do you realize that the I beg to differ, but the Ghanaian artists who will be crying foul over somebody taking advantage of, or somebody taking over our airwaves, and it's not fair, are usually, when they are left alone, still struggling.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're happening, you're happening. If you're not, you're not.
That's deep.
Wow.
Yeah. So then when you're not, and some of your grievances and your beef is about whose song is happening and which country's song is making it to your country. Do you want your song to play in South Africa? If yes, shut up and let Olamide play in Accra.
Ooh.
Do you want your song to play in Kenya? Shut up and let Wizkid play in Accra. And work so your song will play in Kenya and other places.
Work as hard as they work.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just believe that much as I want to break into other areas, I would want other areas to break here. So back to your question, if a Jamaican artist has a problem with, say, a Samini or a Shatta Wale or a Stonebwoy, he's a Jamaican artist who is struggling in Jamaica already to make any impact or to yeah, people don't care. So part of his frustrations is that, yeah, them African boy there, them a come and take over the thing and them want, water down the thing and them a mix up the thing and rare. But here what no, do for your thing and push it. Cause here what the African them of the numbers and we are push it. You see, yeah.
I think it's only right that we do this right now. Samini, bust the mic.
Oh, Charlie, you boy. Yeah. You make me wanna rearrange the alphabet so I could put you next to letter I. Take my heart, baby, carry go. If you leave me, baby, I go die. The tune as soon as it's kitty. Or come profit the king, I know you're racing. Nisi much that smile, siri. Now I'm penny once, chilly, yeah. Me baby, ni brownie, yeah. Golden tree chocolate, yeah. Me chatoli, yeah. Each and every day, me every tree. Oh, yeah, my own. The time I dey chase, I'm there no money day. Oh, my own. See my heart crack, push it up at the grind. And them until kinda what's up in me, what's up in me, Although my lonely brown, I bet chat to me, Chat to me, girl. Tia, wait time make I carry you. Champagne and I was in Malibu. Hey, and I deny it just for two. Me do now do me tea baby.
Everybody said it.
My own. Hey. The time I dey chase, I'm there no money day. Oh, my own. See my heart back, push it up. A chick. Yeah, they can the 24th December. 24th December. Virus like to put me on the spot.
I know he's always ready. I mean, Samini is ever ready.
Ever.
Wow.
So Samini just mentioned 24th December, and we know there's something grand happening. But quickly before we talk about that, mental health issue, it seems to be looked down on or talked less about in this part of our world. But then again, like you said, and just like Jason said, a lot of things happening on social media, on Twitter, people coming at each other. And the fact that you are in the public space alone gives people the liberty to just say anything at all to you at any given time. What's your take on mental health issues, especially in our field or in this part of in our entertainment industry? And what do you think we can do to make sure that everybody in that field is actually sound?
I think it's a very important question important area you just touched on. Mental health is a serious thing that we should not play with, especially for us creative people. Most of the things we do is in the heart and in the mind. It's in the muse. It's in that area. It's not tangible. You can't touch the thing we're creating. So when something is happening to someone like that, it's worse, because a lot is going on inside, and all they can do is express it in the most confused and mixed up way.
Right.
So sometimes when we detect people moving slightly different from how they are, the earlier we attend or should attend to them, the better. Than we looking at them like, oh, wait, there's not you, send any man bar, send any man no bar. No, there's nothing like when near my bar. So those little things, those things that Ghanaians just say and we keep saying till becomes a norm. Like, oh, wait, there's not here. If you're detecting someone moving not so okay, you have to start checking them.
Okay.
You have to start checking them. I mean, it's even more serious because of mental health. You, the individual that's going through it, 9 out of 10 would not even know what's happening to you or with you. And the more you interact and relate with people will start acting different, and that even makes your mental health worse because you don't know what's going on with you. So we have to be responsible when we detect that somebody is not moving correct. You check them, and if you know that there's something that this person, anytime they touch, they move differently, you have to start bringing their attention to it when they are not under the influence. So they know. Sometimes you can sneak video them and show them when they're not under the influence. Then they know. Then it's real. Because alcohol sometimes makes people go even crazier than you would think of any other substance. you know, but people play with it because certain things are accepted as, you know, morally okay to deal with or to tamper with in society. But a lot of things trigger people in a lot of different ways. So yeah, mental health is an area we need to be very, very attentive to and pay attention to each other so that when you find something wrong, something not moving right, you start moving as fast as you can.
That's true, because I mean, apart from just social media, the response to the music, the interviews on TV, because like you said, everybody to some extent has mental issues, but it's how we deal with it, you know? So those conversations need to be had. For you, all these years making music, has it ever gotten to the point where you're going for an interview and it's like, you release new music, but they're asking you about other stuff? Let's be very honest. Let's be very honest. Whenever you go to interviews, there's Stonebwoy's name, there's Shatta Wale's name, there's Samini's name, there's episodes' name, all mixed in one. And we have a responsibility as people interviewing the artists, as an obligation to the fan base. Has it ever gotten to the point where it's like, this just keeps coming up? Because I could say and easily mention those names and ask you or throw some dust in your eyes. But does it ever get to the point where it's like, here we go again? Has it ever gotten to that point for you?
I think it's all part of it. Once your story is told a certain way, whoever is a player in that story comes up anytime the story is revisited. So just like their names come up in my interviews. My names come up forever in their interviews too. So we are connected in a way. So
that's
I would not. I would not.
You see, that's how
I would not take it
sees
personal.
But someone wouldn't see it that same way.
That's a lovely thing.
I would always see it as an opportunity to maybe throw more light on something that's dark, or get to reaffirm something that needs to be affirmed, or brush it off and go back to the main picture, which is 24th. December. Baroski, smart DJ. He played the picture like I planned without.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you're sick.
I want to talk about 24th because we want to
concerts,
jam. We just want jam. I mean, so what do you want to tell the people that are coming to jam? Because we've experienced Samini so many times and we want to really experience Samini again. So what should people expect?
Well, to everybody that's coming out on 24th, first of all, www.saminiexperience.com is how you can get your tickets. And then from all other traditional ticket outlets across the city, come out there and get to experience me after 20 years of being on road and running around here. And then after turning 40 on 22nd December. Yeah, on 22nd December.
That's so nice. Can we
December
celebrate our
22.
birthday together?
Sure.
I'm a December 3rd.
Okay, nice. So December 22nd, I turn 40. And then
that's
on the 24th, I want you guys to experience a 40-year-old Samini from when I started to what is happening now, and then I give you a sneak peek of what the future looks like.
So practically, basically, the growth.
The growth, the journey. Any surprises, if I say surprise, then I let the cat out of the bag. So it's going to be a Samini experience. Come out and experience Samini at 40.
Are we going to have Pito?
Of course.
Yes!
We don't move without it. So you're going to have a special Pito, specially brewed for the 40th. So if you get yourself the 40th Pito, you should keep it like a collection.
I just want to say it's always an honor. I mean, I've spoken to you a couple of times, and you know, you're always such a bubbly personality. I don't believe he's 40 because he looks like he's 30 or 26. But it seems like even behind the music, you're this person. So it's always good to have these interviews, like you said, to get to know the man behind the music. We're so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. We know you're not going to stop. And now I know it's you tweeting. I'm going to be planning a couple of tweets. If he sees me, calm down the replies.
Get at me.
A little bit.
Actually, this mention of tweets quickly brings me to the recent, what did you say the name was again? Dampari, right? Dampari. Yeah. So
you see what I spoke about?
Oh, you you shall not love.
I mean, we just went to have an interaction with him, personal one-on-one with the man himself, the man of the moment. So I happened to have a picture with him. And he was saying something to me when the picture was taken. So I just asked the fans a harmless question to guess what the man was saying to me. And you would be surprised.
This is before that.
Okay.
This was when Hedi asked, he said, make them go grab somebody, he say somebody they...
The time they cracked the joke, no, way down Parry no laugh. No.
Oh, yeah.
You see, that time I didn't even know how much he's not laughing.
Oh, you didn't know
I was picking on my man like he would pick on me.
If it were you, right?
So I realized, you go crack loose guard joke. This matter there. Because from the time I heard of the gunshot till the time the story came out that it was fake, I knew it was fake.
It was fake.
Nobody shoot bandana. Nobody shoot them.
I like bandana.
Nothing happened. Because you would have a strong spark inside you if it's true. As an industry person, as a brother. Like something could break you.
Right.
The thing I hear, nothing moved me like that. So I laugh quickly. I say, hey, Wally, what a game, Charlie. Okay, cool. Make we see how this one will go. Way after 24 hours or something, it's easy the things that make hot way now. It ran. So I said, okay. Well, of course, it was wise he did.
Yeah.
Because hide till your point is made. Then how he turned himself in and all of that. Nice. So that it's different from they come look for you for some hideout, video you with the phone where they catch you where you want dodge. That would have been not nice.
Yeah.
So I think that from that phase to when it got serious, then I was feeling like, okay, maybe like I for not even day in top because this one I know be day top or be like they catch my man. So I stopped. I stopped, because it wasn't funny anymore. And really and truly, the cause for which he did that after explaining himself, though it was a joke, it was not a joke. It was a prank to get the people's attention onto a particular subject that needed to be dealt with. The other day, I saw him write on Facebook, like by this time, November something. Do you know the number of prophecies and the number of things that you would have heard about people?
Yeah.
But if you like try them, my friend will my boss will send people to you. You will be invited, and if you don't come, you'll be picked up.
But it's good to know you sympathize with what Shatta Wale went through.
It could happen to anybody, because I found it hilarious that he would do that, and people would actually believe and fall for it, and then all of a sudden we all realized it was a joke, and people were going like, but this guy, So that's the point from which I tweeted that it's not funny anymore, guy. Get ready.
Okay, Jason.
That's a lot to take in. As a fan, it's good to hear, the fact that you sympathize. Music aside, we are human beings, That's what we tend to forget. We're human beings, and Jah is the greatest. So, as a fan, we're getting you music from you and Stonebwoy soon.
Your little brother. Stonebwoy, yeah. I mean, sometimes he's my little brother, sometimes he's my son. Depends on the situation and the conversation.
Yeah.
So both ways, we're still related. We've always had plans of releasing something, but it has to be a classic.
It has to be organic, right?
Yeah, and it has to be authentic. The first time we did anything was for his first album, which we did 2 tracks for. But since then, we've not. And I think we did something as well for the Breaking News album, but we didn't really pay attention to it. So like I said, it's because we knew each other. We did a song, we thought it was okay, we put it out. But then we already have thought about the fact that if we have to do a banger, it has to be consciously crafted.
Okay.
After how long we've been on road and after how many things we've done, we can't just do anything and throw it out and expect it to make that kind of impact.
Okay.
So watch out. Me and Stonebwoy have stuff going on. Me and Kelvin Boy have stuff going on. Me and Kofi Kinata have stuff going on. Yeah, so different things.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, you have a new one with Ifia. Before we talk about that, briefly, like, are there any upcoming projects like album, EP?
Yeah, I have an EP off of which Ifia's single came.
Okay.
The picture. So the EP is titled Burning, which is coming out by end of November.
Okay.
To just,
Who's burning? Are the haters burning? Who's burning? Samini, who's burning?
When it comes out, you see.
Nice.
So, I mean, my last album was purely reggae, 22 tracks. So I tried to give some party music, some dance floor music. So the flavors, like the picture you just heard, have some great high life tunes on there, have some dancehall tunes on there as well.
Nice.
So that will pave the way for an even bigger album, which I'm looking at doing. Featuring different people from different parts of the continent, but more aiming at the world sound. So yeah, if I can give you a hint, I have should I hint?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Team says no.
Oh, just one name, just one.
No, the team is my people.
We just want the tip.
Yeah. So by time the African album starts to get ready, you guys will get all the hints. But for now, let's focus on Picture, Burning, and then Samini Experience.
24th, right?
24th December.
Okay,
so Picture is actually a beautiful song.
I did not believe that was this year. I told you this. And I'm saying this.
Yeah.
From the beginning, when she started, it didn't sound like it. It sounded like someone from outside of
Efia is
Ghana.
versatile like that.
Too
So
versatile.
anywhere you put her, she's
But
able
why
to.
did
So
you
she was
pick her,
excited.
Because let me be very honest. Somebody in the song might not consider Efia because she has a very sultry sound.
Yeah.
But for you to pick her and for her to do what she did,
Yeah, I mean,
that's
fans,
genius move.
same old Twitter. Fans have been asking for a collaboration from me and Efia for time.
Crazy.
And so when me and Efia spoke about it, she was also saying, "Do you know, I've not really experimented the dancehall thing. So if we're going to do something, let's do something along that line." You know? So I put something together, put her on there, and it became magic.
It worked out.
Fire.
It worked out. You killed
We're
it.
loving it.
Samini, thank you so much.
Thanks for having
MX24,
me.
we're going to continue to support you.
always.
We know you're a busy man. You got all the ladies too. Yeah, so please don't idea you respond. They will show me their moves.
Yeah, you.
Right. Anyways, is there anything you want to tell your fans before you leave us?
It's just an appreciation to the fans for holding me down all these years. We're about to turn 40, and like they said, life begins at 40, so this is the beginning of a new page. Thanks for being there all this while. Welcome on board, all new fans. It's about to be an experience.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Veroski, ready to drop it?
Yep. I mean, before we sign out, my name is still DJ Viroski. I did this with Jason and a beautiful Forua.
Who's now taken
by Samini.
And before we do go, want to say a big thank yous, right?
Yeah, to Guinness Smooth for always sponsoring the show. So let's take a nice picture and sign out and see you next week. We're out.
Baby, baby girl, you make my heart beat. Anytime you drop picture, I dey see. I dey on Instagram and I dey watch like TV. Baby, drop more picture, I dey feel. What's imagining? What's imagining? For here, make it cement. Oba, check you DM. Check you DM. We shall beam to me, no see them. Yeah, what doing the shami in the PM. I now see day. You copy the cinco the weekend. Same agony.
The way you tell I'm for here, make it cement. Me love it when you sliding on me DM. Make a hot, make a wet when I see it. So baby, when I see you, boy, in the weekend, you have to ready if you go put it on me. Hey, baby, when I see you, boy, this weekend, boy, you have to know something, I put it on you.
Say my Jenny, say my Jenny, say my Jenny, anytime you post on IG, man, like it. You full of style,